Thought I'd shoot a video of some tips for maintenance on these machines. Things that will help keep your uptime going a little better. One is this zerk fitting on your vacuum fan. You want to keep that greased. On this one, it's completely locked up. It wobbled itself around in there so bad it destroyed the fan, and this was like $3,000 plus to fix it. So keeping that thing greased will definitely keep your uptime going. Take this ring of bolts out around here every once in a while, pull this thing out and chisel all the dirt out of it so it stays in balance. That'll make your longevity of this last a lot longer. Sometimes what fails is this solenoid right here that turns it on. That solenoid will get jammed up and fail and stop your fan from working also. But a little bit of maintenance goes a long ways to keep this going. If you hear it making a lot of wobble noises, you hear vibration coming from it, that's telling you need to take that apart and chisel that fan out. Just one tip. I'm going to shoot a couple more to help keep your uptime on these a little bit better. So hope that helps you. Another tip for you on these 210 FIs and the XFs. A lot of guys will get stuck greasing this fitting here and the fitting on the other side of this collar, and thinking that's greasing the leg. Well, in part it does get grease on the leg, but that's for lubricating these steering keys that are in here. To grease the actual cylinder that goes up inside the machine, you gotta make sure you grease this one here, the bottom one. The top one goes to your swing cylinder up top for the conveyor, for the inside bushing on that. But making sure you grease this will grease the leg barrel itself, keep it from getting wobbly. On the rear of the machine, same thing. Grease those ones on the collar. It gets grease on the leg, but it doesn't do anything for the part that's up inside the machine, which is where all your wear is. You want to grease these two right here that are underneath this control panel. That greases the leg barrel for the leg. Very vital you grease those. This machine here is unfortunately suffering from a problem these FIs and XFs have. Behind this panel, on the right-hand side of the machine, right behind this panel, there's a whole row of valves and solenoids. Those solenoids come loose. You gotta use a special socket or make one, an extra tall socket, to get down over them, take the coil off, and tighten those up before they blow the O-ring out. This one's got one that's loose. You can see the hydraulic fluid running down. So it's something I'm gonna try to take care of later if I have time. But if they keep backing themselves out to the point that it blows the O-ring out, then you got a huge mess on your hands and you're down until you get it fixed. The other one I recommend on the spray system, this one's clogged up, so it needs to get unclogged, but this one here for the fan, leave that just barely cracked on to the point that when you raise the machine up out of the ground and your fan shuts off, you get a little bit of water dribbling out of those yellow duckbill things up there. That'll keep the dust and dirt from making it up to the fan, and it'll help keep it clean a little longer. Because this chimney is inside the machine right here. It'll catch all the dust and let it drop out, and all the dirt and let it drop out, and it'll keep things from plugging up. A lot of guys don't like it because it drips a little water in the front when you shut the fan off, but it's totally worth it. It keeps the machine running a little better, a little longer. Another tip just for operator comfort, these umbrellas are a lifesaver. You can get them on Amazon for about 30 bucks. Get yourself some bungee cords to hook the bottom part. Even if you only have one, sometimes I only put one on. I put the post on the other side like that, so I can just easily unclick it, move it to the other side if I have to run from the other side. Might sound like kind of a stupid tip, but I highly recommend these over the equipment umbrellas that only last a little while and the little clips break on them. These things here are great. Like I said, they're only about 30 bucks on Amazon. Can't beat it. They get tore up. It's not expensive to replace them. Makes your day go by a lot easier. Another tip for setting your zero. You're making your passes, you notice your zero is a little high, your calibration for your grade control. Just adjust it until it's right. Say it's digging 0.2 to 0.1, whatever, to make a good match. You can easily fix that while you're going. Just stop grinding for a second. Once you get it right, push this button here until these light up, and adjust these ones. Change your zero up and down. till it's 0. You want to, let me back up a little bit. Make sure you turn the automatic off first. Then hit this button, adjust this till it says 0, and use these to adjust this till it says 0. That'll go away on its own over time, and then turn your automatic back on. Do not forget to adjust this top one to 0 either, otherwise when you turn your automatic back on, the machine's just going to raise up or lower down. You want them both to stay 0. You can do it on the fly, and it's an easy way to adjust your grade control. They're going to wear a little bit, it's going to change a little bit, I should say, as your teeth wear down and get shorter. That's not the same thing that I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you have a new set of teeth and you notice the calibration is off. Sometimes the machine gets handed to somebody else and they monkey around with it and you get the machine back. To get it set in the ballpark, when the machine is all the way in the air and the side plates are hanging in the air, it should say about negative 1.8 on these. And that'll put you really close, negative 1.8. So that's a little tip for you to help make your day go a little smoother. Another tip for your water system. You go over here in your water system. If you're digging really soft material, it's not too hard. I recommend turning this mill assist water quantity on. That'll manage how much water the machine's putting down based on engine load. And that really helps saves how fast you go through water. This material's a little bit hard in places, so I have it off right now, so I'm running full water. They're not paving behind me, so it's not a big deal that it's wet. And that'll help your teeth last a whole lot longer. So that's a little tip for your water. You also can turn it down, but you'll notice if you leave this on, it'll turn itself down if you're barely loading the machine. And as the machine gets loaded harder, it'll increase it. I like to run it full blast, like I said, if I'm in any kind of hard material, or if I'm milling really fast. It helps keep the teeth cool, makes them last a lot longer. Another tip that looks kind of hokey, but if you paint them gray, they don't look so bad. Down there, a piece of PVC stuck in there as a guide, instead of the metal one that comes to the machine. Those will inevitably get broke if you forget about them, drop it into a deep cut, or something gets in the way and bends them and breaks them off. You put that PVC in there, that's going to break real easy, and it's going to save you from ruining that whole guide on the track and bending it all up, making it look nasty where you have no guide anymore. It's a piece of, I think it's 1.5 inch, maybe 2 inch PVC. Stick that in there, works just as good. Paint it gray so it matches, put a little red stripe on the end, make it look pretty, and that'll help you from ever bending that guide, because that PVC will bend and break off before it hurts the steel. Another tip for you on the bottom here, these two bolts right here and right here hold the side plate in. This little plate right here that keeps the material from coming out between your side plate and your back door. On the bottom there, see there's a bolt right there, there's another one next to it. When you change this wear shoe on the bottom, make sure you don't put bolts in there that are too long. Okay, this one right here, you see the bolt sticking out past the nut. That one doesn't get in the way, so it's not so bad. It will actually when the ski's all the way up. I need to grind that one down too. But the one on the inside, if it sticks out, the back door will catch on it and it won't go down all the way and it'll leave material behind. Had that problem this morning. Just ground down that bolt on the inside and solve the problem. The bolt shouldn't protrude much past the nut, if at all. That way it doesn't interfere. That's it, just a few tips while I was waiting on trucks. I had this whole lot to do today. It'll take a while. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if these tips help you out, please. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe.